Hello, everyone. Author DL Tiller here, the Mistress of Horror, and I am back here for the last week of the 90K Writing Challenge. And I will be going back to my just regular streams, which is on the same days, which is every Sunday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Direct Time. And so we won't have the cool music playing. Well, at least not this music anyway, that you just heard. And we'll be just doing our standard sprints, 30-minute sprints, like I usually do. They have been 45-minute sprints for the duration of this challenge. So this is the last week for that. So the next stream will flow back into my usual setup. So I will be able to get back to 30-minute sprints. They are shorter, but not by a lot. Anyway, if you do watch this on replay, then let me know what you worked on in the comment section. If you pop in here on the live, then let me know what you're working on in the comment in the chat, and I will read it live. We are going to start, of course, with the 45-minute sprints because we are still in the last week here. I will be working on touching up the last things on the flash short, whatever you want to call it, horror that I'm going to submit for Kaufman's anthology. So we'll see what happens with that. And I have some administrative stuff to take care of, so I'll be doing that probably first, and then working on the flash or short story after that. So got a few things I need to take care of there, and then oh, my phone keeps vibrating, so annoying. And then I will work on the story. So administrative stuff first, and then that. So a few things I got to do tonight. Before we jump in on the first sprint, I wanted to mention that Dale Roberts' Kickstarter went live today, this morning, and he has fully funded. But if you want to get these books in that sprayed edges special edition, he has ebook versions, very affordable. You can get all the books hardback, printed, or you can get all the books in the series on ebook as well. I'm actually going to pull the Kickstarter up. I will share it so you can see it. Now that it is live, you can see it. All the goodies that are being offered as well. So I'm going to show that. Give me a second to share the screen so you can see it. Let's see. Share screen. Share. All right, so here is the Kickstarter live. As I said, he has reached over his goal. Still have 24 days to go, so plenty of time to get in on this. Got funded in 54 minutes. Good job, Dale. And so some of the great rewards on this Kickstarter. First off, well, this is the one I got, with the 3 books that were redone, with the ebook of the self-publishing workbook for authors and a whole bunch of other goodies in that package. But then you have the option to get the self-publishing workbook for authors for $39. And this is the one I was talking about that you can, if you don't have all of these, which I have all of these, you can get this ebook bundle, which is a pretty good steal for $59. That's 12 books. That's crazy work. And then you also can get this here for $139, Final Chapter Deluxe by itself. Or you can, like I said, if you got it, hey. And he offers, like, you can get it in 3 in a 3 broken down payment plan, which is great for us who are on a budget. So if you're interested in any of these, you can. This is a big honcho right here. Like, I wish I had that right now to do. I so would. But then he also is offering for those who can a live group coaching, and he only have 15 spots, I think, on that, and it's $789, which is a pretty good deal because Dale's insight, and if you have him as a coach, I'm sure that's crazy. But this would, if you don't have the $789, you can get this broken down to 3 payments, and then he has the big one here, which is the one-on-one coaching, which is, oh my god, that would be amazing. But it's $1,869, and you also can still get the option to break that up into 3 payments. So I think that's pretty cool that the option on here for any of these bigger packages to be broken to 3 payments, which makes it more affordable for some people. And then you have some cheaper options, which is great deal on these. And you can donate any amount if you just want to help Dale's Kickstarter be awesome, which apparently it already did the thing, but it's never, you can always use more. I remember one of mine funded really quickly, but definitely want to always continue to get more. Anyway, wanted to share that with everybody before I move into the first sprint. So let me get the ticker here going. Let me open up a timer on my other page. Just want to go with the Sacred Path one. Just do that. Oops, not full screen yet, buddy. Gotta share the screen first. So share screen. We're gonna go with this timer. There we go. Okay. All right. So if you pop in while I'm sprinting, then you know what to do. Let me know what you're working on in the chat, and I will read it when I come back. But happy writing, and see you in 45 minutes. And that is time. Oh, got a little bit done, but it's administrative work, I tell you. Oh, take up a lot of time. I'll be working on stuff late tonight. I'll tell you that much. And I got a long work day tomorrow, so yay for me. All right, let's see. Hopped in. Hey, Al, good to see you. Let me know what you're working on if you're still hanging around. Hey, SD, just lurking as I work on things. Cool, cool, cool. You saw Dale's Kickstarter. That was it funded in 54 minutes? Awesome work. I was working all day, so I couldn't watch his live, but I did. I have it on replay, and I got to pledge when I got home from work. So I was able to get over there and get that. So I got like the same one you got, SD. Um, the same package that you got. So I would have loved to get his one-on-one coaching, but whoo, I can't do that. I wish I had it like that. But yeah, I did show it here earlier, so anybody who watches the replay can see the Kickstarter. I ran over like the rewards and stuff like that. But it's a lot of cool stuff on there. So the one that you got, SD, I thought that one was a really good deal, so I did that one. But I'm glad he already got it. I pushed him over 9,000. I told him that too. The message. Well, I messaged him on Discord. So, oh, he got some more pledges since then. Cool, cool. He's almost close to 9,500 right now. So good on him. That's a good Kickstarter. It's going very well. All right, so let's see. I still need to work on more administrative stuff. For the next sprint. Hopefully, I can get all my administrative stuff done before before that sprint happens. I hope so. Um, if I can, then I will work on that short horror that I was writing for Kaufman's anthology. I did write it already. I just have to finish editing it, and that's what I plan to do. If I manage to finish my ministry, so I have a good amount left to do. So if I'm less, I'm that fast. That's crazy work, but we'll see. I don't know that I'll be that fast. I don't know if I will be, but I'll see what I can do. Either way, I still have to work on stuff tonight. Plus, I need to finish the ending for that flash because I rewrote the ending a little bit. And I do need to work on Trapped Within because I need to contact my editor to see if he has a spot to do that on this month. I have a lot going on behind the scene too that's kind of distracting me. So it's never ending, just to be honest. It's never ending. Anyway, let's go ahead and start the next sprint. Let's see which timer I'm going to use this go around. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Let's go with this one. And if you weren't aware, if you were keeping up with it, let me remove this and then add this. If you've been keeping up with the weeks, I have it as the final week for the 90K writing challenge. And so when my live stream is on Sunday, I'll be back to my regular setup, the mistress streams. So you'll see that stuff back up here. And I think we're going to do another 90K or something K. February or January. Aphrodite was talking about it. So once I know what we're doing with that, then I will let you know. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump on this last sprint here, 45 minutes. If you are writing with me, then let's get to work, and I will see you in 45 minutes. Happy writing. Yeah, that's time. I figured I'd get y'all attention. Oh, I can't.
Damn, I'm an old lady.
Too bad.
Jeez.
That
Yeah,
always gets attention.
it's got to be a scream. Can it at least be Duncan screaming my name?
No, I'm sorry. I don't have that. I don't have that sound yet.
Oh, I'm gonna
You
have
should.
to
You should
play.
work. You should work on that.
I am. I'm not even
Okay.
playing.
Okay then. Get to it.
God damn.
So, I'm gonna do another 30-minute sprint since I did not really get to write much because I was dealing with you know, household stuff and administrative things. I did not get to write like I wanted to. Look, see, and Johnson's laughing. Yeah, that scream gets people every time. Yeah, Aphrodite can't handle it. But I'm just doing that scream too because next week, Sunday, well, pretty much starts the week anyway. I'll be switching back to my mistress format for my streams, 30-minute sprint, all that stuff until we do the next 90K writing challenge. And did you hear Dale's Kickstarter funded in 54 minutes?
No, I'm not surprised, but damn.
Yeah, he did a live stream. I couldn't watch the live because I was at work, of course. But I did get a chance to go over and pledge once I got home. I pushed him over the 9,000 mark. My boy already at over 9,000. Okay.
I'm so mad because why am I not getting notifications for Dale?
I don't know.
I am subscribed. I'm on the, click the bell and to make sure you get the notifications. And
I don't know. They're not feeding his stuff. Maybe they want you to look at. I'm not sure what their rules are now. I knew what they were before, but I don't know what they are now as far as like how much of the content you have to watch in order for it to feed it. Like if you are missing a week or you not, they might be having, because my mom comes to some of my live streams, so she'll be in the chat, but she said she didn't get the notification. I said, well, did you not watching my content on a regular? I think they're not going to feed people your stuff unless you like at least watch the person's stuff every week.
That ain't fair because I binge people.
I know.
At one time.
Plenty of people do that. Yeah, he did it in 54 minutes. Like, listen, I was to my own horn for getting mine done in 22 hours. Okay, the first 22 hours, I was like, woo, you know what I mean? 54 minutes is where it's at. You know what I mean? Some people be like 20.
Y'all think I'm playing
first hour under an hour
for the candle Kickstarter that's happening in November, December, whichever one it is, I don't remember. I am determined to be under an hour.
Right.
I am determined. I mean, it's not a big Kickstarter anyway, so don't.
Yeah, I mean, doable. They'll get that. I think he asked for 4,998. That's clever. I like that. 4,998. So it didn't exactly say 5K, and he's already like, 9,593 right now. I'm gonna show it on screen. Let me share it.
I see something about.
Yeah, that's his books up there. I didn't share the screen on the Kickstarter. I'm gonna go to the Kickstarter so everybody can see, because nobody was here earlier when I showed it. So here it is. Did I make it big screen? I don't know if I can. I think because of what
I can't see it.
Yeah, I think it. Let me see.
Oh, okay. I can see it a little bit. I'm looking at my TV now.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is the Kickstarter, and that's where he's at right now. Good job on that. So yeah, funded in 54 minutes. He got some pretty cool stuff, but he also is often like he got the payment plan thing on here, which I think is cool. So you can like 3 months breakdown. It's up here for 24 days. So if you guys if anybody's going to donate or pledge, I should call it. If you're going to pledge anything to get stuff, because the rewards are pretty cool, especially if you write or publish books, you definitely want to get in on this. This is the one I went for because it has the 3 new books, the 3 books that's gotten redone. And then he has this one here with that, the self-publishing workbook for authors.
Is this a video? Is that a video?
This is the Kickstarter. Oh, this is how he did on his Kickstarter with the thing.
How you do that?
I would imagine it's a load in. It must be like when you put in your Kickstarter together, that you put in assets on it, and it's probably a GIF.
Girl, don't show me no new shit.
I wouldn't know. I didn't have a GIF on mine. So this must be a GIF if it's popping up and moving at the time. But anyway.
saying. Okay,
Yeah, so I would imagine that's what it is. It probably Kickstarter page probably can take a GIF on it when you like doing text and stuff. But this one here is the workbook, which
I'm sorry. I get, you know how I get. Like, don't show me how to do nothing new.
I can't show you how to do it because I haven't done it.
Oh no, no,
I'm
no.
guessing that if you make a GIF, it might let you put it up there because it lets you put pictures up there, and GIF isn't too much difference. It's a moving picture, so it might let you, but we'll find out when you try to put one up there.
That's all I'm saying is don't show me nothing new. I am going to go do that. Matter of fact, I'm a fool with it tonight.
Yep. So the self-publishing workbook for authors, which I heard him talk about, so that's included in the package that I was get signed up for, and this one's $39 by itself. Now I think that the
bad.
yeah, and then this one right here is pretty good for people. Listen, 12 updated and expanded ebooks from the series for $59. Okay, like this one is like a big deal to get away with. Now I don't know if
are they physical books?
These are the ebooks. Now he offers the physical, but it costs a lot more.
Right.
Clearly, but
ebooks are easier for me.
Yeah, I know you said that. Yeah.
But I still like to have books.
Yeah, so this ebook bundle is crazy good deal, $59 for all these. I have all these except for like his first older books, which I'm getting the physicals from this Kickstarter. But like I have all the rest of those books, so I paid more than this for those books. Even though I had like advanced reader copies, I bought a copy of each one of these. So this is a good deal.
I know I sound real crazy. My voice is raspy. I'm not trying to be sexy. Can you put the link to the Kickstarter?
Yeah, I did every time. Now I'll put it in the chat, but I'll have to put it in the description for later too.
I got to go look at that because
so I don't know if the lower tiers are included when you can do the breakup of the like the 3-month thing. It might be on higher tiers. The tier I got was like a 200 and something tier. This one here is 139. I'm sure that this one probably is included in the 3-month breakdown. But yeah, that's pretty good. So if some that way. Which I can't wait to get to see. But he does have on here option to get all 12 hardback deluxe versions of these for $4.94, which again can be broken up. It was $5.49, but it's right now. First 48 hours is $4.94, so it's gonna go up. So anybody interested in that? And then he have a bigger ultimate office collection, which comes all the side fun stuff plus the hardbacks, physical of all those. And then Dale has on here his live group chat coaching, which is only limited to 15 people, and that's $7.89. Now if you know anything about author world, how expensive coaching is. Okay. So group coaching, but the one-on-one coaching, some people actually got that. It's $18.69, which again is not surprising because it's still we talking about. Plus, he gives you the 12 hardback books with this package, so you get all the books and the goodies and stuff. Plus, you get this one, which is a highly personal coaching experience designed for your publishing goals. So this tier includes a private 1-hour strategy session with him. So that is pretty good because the price for that I know is pretty high for just the 1-hour session. But this really does include that whole this one up here with the 602 for like all these books and all the goodies and stuff. So kind of like a plus for somebody who's like they're trying to get that author stuff going for real. So anyway, that's the rewards. So if you want to actually back this Kickstarter, is up here for 24 days. Don't hold off too long because some of the prices will go up. Look like on some of the rewards down there after 2 days.
Mine for the candle, not for the anthology. Yeah. For the candle. Oh yeah, I'll have to send you that tonight. The candle one, I don't have a time limit. Yeah. But it is like it for the first tier. Only 50 people can get that first tier. Once that early bird is gone, it's gone.
Yeah, I feel that. I should have did an early bird when I did mine, but I learned a lot of stuff since I did mine. So,
but I had to do it like that because it's like I can't. It has to be an early bird special. Like I couldn't keep it at that tier and then let thousands of people get it at that tier.
Oh, of
Because
course not.
it wouldn't work. So I had to cut it off. So I cut it off at the first 50 because, as far as I'm concerned, if that's all I get, then I'm successful.
That's true. Yeah.
But
That's very true.
I will send you, because I was supposed to send it to you yesterday, and my brain just went to sleep. I will send you and the rest of the gems.
Yeah.
Oh, for people listening, if you hear me refer to them as gems, that's I gave everybody gem designations for the erotic anthology.
Yeah.
And so a lot of half the people don't want people to know their real names.
Yes.
So that's what we did. So even inside, everybody doesn't know everybody's name. And that was just
everybody can know my name.
Oh yeah, everybody know I'm Rose Quartz because I talk about
it. Straight up.
And everybody know that Mace Kenosha is Rose Quartz.
That's right.
But but yeah, so I gotta send that out to all the rest of the gems. A matter of fact, let me just do that during the next sprint. So I'll send it out. And it's just the game plan, so to speak, so that when we have the meeting, then we can discuss it. You guys will have the notes ahead of time. But now, just since I seen a little magic gift.
Yeah, I mean, I was asking about that. I know somebody, a company, they helped them build it, but
I might have to add that because I'm just
that's pretty cool, actually.
Look, I know too many film people that can make it shoot. I'll call Mark. Hey, Mark, how did he do this? After he stops laughing at me for not knowing, he'll just tell me how to do it.
Just tell me how to do it. Like, stop playing with me, okay? Just stop playing with me. All right, so let me see. I'm gonna get the timer ready. 30 minutes. We're gonna use my blood over the lake. That's all.
Wait, you said 30 minutes this time?
Yeah, 30 minutes. Since I did 2:45 already.
You did? Wait a minute.
I did. Yeah, that was the last one I usually do, but I was doing it on 30 because I did not get to write anything because all administrative stuff taking forever. Which I also will talk about the Kickstarter.
Wait, what did Shannon say?
She said, writing in my 6th story of my 8-part short story series tonight, about 4,600 words in. Good job.
Oh, that's really good.
Get them words.
So what I heard with that is when the 8th story is done, we're getting an omnibus. That's what I heard.
Oh, that's what she heard. You heard it, SD.
I'm just saying.
That's what she heard. Even though you didn't say that, that's what she heard. I'm sorry.
Okay, it could be an anthology, but I'm just saying.
Fine.
I heard
fine. All right, so we're gonna do a 30-minute sprint. Get some more words in before I close out for the night. And again, of course, I will be back on Sunday with Back to the Mistress streams. So the ambiance and the theme changes back to the mistress side. SD said, I'm going to publish each story one a month next year, starting April. We're ready. We are ready. Our bodies are ready.
Okay, so what I heard was, and then I'm getting an omnibus.
Then I'll do omnibus at the beginning of 2027. See? She's already ready.
Okay. Oh, okay. See, I didn't hear 2027 in my head. I heard like after the last one. But okay, I'm good with that. That makes sense.
Look at trying to make somebody else schedule. Yeah.
No, it makes sense. If you're starting in April, then yeah.
You definitely. Yep. All right, we'll be ready. Yeah, she's serious too, SD, so you know. But yeah, we'll be ready for that. I'm ready for more of your stuff for sure. 100. Let's go. Okay, all right, let's get to writing, and I will see you in 30 minutes. Happy writing. And that's time.
Now I can get behind that. That sounds like some sexy stuff happening in the pool.
You funny.
Yeah, I was feeling that. Boom. Boom.
You would go there with that, figures.
Yeah.
Why you be end up getting gotten by a vampire? Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm willing to be, volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, I figured that was the case.
That the other day, like the damn, what do you call it? Demon hunters, the K-pop demon hunters, kill me. I don't care if that's how I get to die.
Yeah, I know. I feel it. SD said, "Y'all, I had a short existential crisis. What happened?
What? Now, seriously, you all right?
Like, what's happening?"
I did see back in the comments where you said you couldn't count. You won your 7th one.
In my world, iron hurts the Fae. Humans know this and even use their blood to dip iron arrows into it to hurt the Fae. Okay, I like that. That's cool.
Right.
Look at her.
Oh, I will stop talking. Don't listen to nothing I say. Cause yeah, again, I volunteer as no. Them demons will get me. Even the other demons in the movie was like, yeah, I can see that.
Too funny. I can't. SD said, my short stories are Fae and human female pairings. How can Fae and humans do the thing if like no blood can happen without hurting the Fae?
See, that's how you do it, right? It just hurt. But it don't kill them.
Right. That could be a thing if it's something you have to mention because there is blood in that.
Yeah, like if you had to do a thing where it's like,
are they fated? What are they fated mates? Are they fated mates? I don't know if that's a thing. That's why I'm asking. Because if they're fated mates, you could possibly get away with that's the reason why it doesn't hurt them because it's the blood from their fated mate. But that's something that depends on how.
Or they could be like, I will die for you.
Or you can make it be that. But I'm just asking, like, if they're fated mates, so you can get away with that being part of the lore that the fated mates with intercourse, let's say, doesn't hurt them with the blood exchange. Possibly. Now that blood happens with doing the thing, well, it is, and it's just not most people don't realize, but it is some. So I understand why you would think of it, but sometimes things get rough.
That's what I was thinking too. I wasn't thinking about blood during the act, but like scratching or biting somebody. Yeah,
but blood a lot of times can happen during the thing, and you just are unaware of it. The likelihood of there being, you know what I mean?
I was thinking more along the lines of if someone bit somebody, that's a lot of blood because.
Yeah, but she's talking about something that's more for sure to happen. How would she explain it? Because if there's blood and somebody could question that, so she kind of would need to work around why it wouldn't hurt them or make it then where they're going to take it either way. But because in most cases, in any kind of intercourse, there is some kind of blood involved, whether you are aware of it or not. So it's just
that's the point I'm trying to make. If it's not a lot, then the person could get weakened. But if it's a lot, like you bit somebody and you're sucking their blood, that's a little more.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I'm not talking about some people being quite equipped and friction happens and some blood goes down.
I think that's more or less the only thing she was talking about. I don't think she meant like if they got rough and bit or did something else with scratching and stuff, because that stuff can be avoided if you just control yourself. But that other thing can't be avoided really. She said, "I think I figured it out." Iron is a lot like poison, and a allergen rolled into one. So like ingesting or internal contact equal versus fast systemic.
Yeah, so
toxins and death.
that's what I'm thinking too. Like,
But brief, wait, she's
it
still
makes
on.
them
But
sick.
brief trace exposure, tiny cuts, incidental blood smears, etc. Painful and irritating, but not automatically lethal. Yeah, that would make
Right.
sense.
Exactly.
I
Because I
have,
was thinking that's where my brain was going with it.
then I
Because it's
started
like,
brainstorming some intimacy
what
workarounds.
you call it? Vampires, garlic won't kill them, but it will mess
It
them
can
up.
it can sting depending on the vampires. Lovers might use Slavs, enchanted sheets, or ritual cleansing. She was thinking about stuff that neutralize iron traces. I do have something like this built in rings that protect Fae from iron. That's smart. It's good to have that stuff though.
You got
That's smart thinking.
you
But
got
you're a clever writer, so you got it. So crisis averted.
again.
Clearly.
If it was me, I'm the Fae, and my man is human, and he's like, I know he about to do something that's going to cause some other things. I'm just going to fall on that sword.
Oh, so the story that I'm writing for that I wrote, I'm just editing it right now for Kaufman's Freaky Friday. So it's called right now working title, The Scraping.
See, I'm mad with you already.
Don't worry. So like my mom
Mine,
said, maybe you shouldn't call it the scraping. She thought it would call something else. I play with that so that way you don't know the twist and well, it's not a twist. It's more like leading into the lore of of the short or the flash, whichever you want to call it. But it starts with the female lead hearing.
don't tell too much. Remember, you got to stay quote unquote unpublished.
It's not published. I'm just mentioning something. But it's scraping against metal. She hears
Ew.
it, and it gets louder, and it gets louder as time goes on. So at the opening of the story, she's already like seeing a
I wanted to.
psychiatrist.
I wanted to make sure that I was telling the story that covered all three. I wanted that trifecta. I
Yeah,
finally worked that out.
yeah. I was like, I ain't doing that.
But this the I forgot the name of it. The 13 Flames. Mine's called the 13 Flames.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I just went with the creature.
I'm stupid because I should have just said 7 Flames and helped myself out.
Yeah, gotta keep that word count. That word count crazy.
13. Because, well, I'm saying I went for 13. 13 was what I would do for a novel version of it. So I'm just going to take the novel version of it and make it into the 2,000 word version of it.
Yeah. Oh, too happy on it.
I got my system. I got my system. Now let's just see if I'm effective. Honestly, Achilles.
I was like, what? She said, anyway, it was a crisis moment for me. That's right. You got it, though. You figured it out. And she
That's
was
the thing
replying to
I love.
Jocelyn. Love K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah, a lot of people into it. I only seen clips of it first, and I know that the lead, like the singers' names. I've seen stuff like that. But like, am I mistaken? Are they singing everything in English?
No.
I was like, please no, but that's gross.
No, they're not even doing the whole show isn't even in English. They are using a lot of Korean. Like some I had to look up because what is it, Hombe? There was one that was I didn't know what it meant like before, people after.
Mm.
I thought it meant little brother, big brother, but it sort of means the same thing, but
Yeah.
in a different context. You're
Yeah.
talking about people who are like siblings to you
Yeah.
that you came first. You did your music first, they did their music second. So it kind of meant you were before, they were after. Like it was some stuff that I missed that I had to look up.
Yeah.
But other than that, like if you watch a lot of Korean stuff, you're gonna pick up all of it.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Korean, so as soon as you said it, I heard it plenty of times. I was like, oh yeah.
Now the stuff that's written, like if you're watching it really, really like watching it and seeing all the stuff like bus stops and things like that. Yeah. Nah, I had to freeze frame and look up stuff because I'm like, what does that say? What does that say? I cannot read.
I mean, I know it's blowing up. I haven't watched any.
It's one of the few things, Danny, honest to God, I hate when people blow things up, and then it's like, oh, it was okay, it was mediocre. It was one of the few times where I went, damn, why did that take so long to watch it?
Yeah, but I'm like, I haven't watched. I don't really. It's animated, but it's also animation that I don't tend to like most cases. But I'm like, because I'm more like, if I do watch anything animated, I usually watch anime or I read
Oh,
manga.
this is
But
mixed
I
anime.
just,
I'm
I
sure
know
that
Netflix. It's Netflix that
watching,
own the rights, right? To because
if
they especially
you're watching teasers of it, you're
yeah.
only getting the milk toast version of the stuff, because if when
Yeah.
you watch it,
Hmm.
it is very mixed anime. That some of the stuff is off the hook ridiculously
Oh
fun.
yeah, I get it. I was like, I just don't watch. I don't watch animated stuff much anymore. I
Oh, I
did.
love
I watch
animated.
anime sometimes, but very rarely nowadays. I used to be a big anime buff growing up, and in my 20s, I kind of like slimmed off because anime stopped being. They stopped making anime that I enjoyed. Now, recently, I did get into Solo Leveling. That's like one of the best animes I've seen since
See,
when
I like old
one
school
come on.
anime. So when I say old school, I mean
Well, I
old,
mean,
like
oh, you mean
Speed
oh,
Racer, like
yeah.
Speed
That's
Racer.
see, that's the time period where people didn't even realize it was anime. Um, but yeah, when Speed Racer came on, people watching it did not realize it was anime. But I like old, more like old school. I say because I was watching stuff that was in Japan that wasn't coming here all the time, and then some stuff that was coming here that I still had to go get the Japanese versions of to get the real versions of. But like I kind of fell off of anime because they were just not making stuff I wanted to see anymore. So then I took a big hiatus from anime, and
I
every
love.
once in a while,
I don't care what you do. I love animation.
yeah, I
I'm an
can't say that
animation
I
buff.
like animation anymore much. I liked it more when I was a kid. I think I liked it more when I was a teenager. Now I'm kind of like, if I watch anime, it usually has to be Japanese anime or from Korea. Usually I will watch some stuff that's been turned to webtoons or something like that. If it's a
See
webtoon that
me,
got turned to
for me,
something.
I don't care what the art style is. Whenever I'm watching moving art, I love it. I
Yeah,
don't.
I
I
mean, I could
love.
get the sentiment,
I'm
but
an
I would
animation.
say I
I'm
can't
an
anymore.
animation buff.
That's why I probably didn't check it out because I'm like, I wouldn't even have thought of it to be honest. Rather it said like K-pop, Demon Hunters or whatever. They try to pull the K-pop people in, I don't know. I might check it out at some point, but like, the reason why I wouldn't is because again I don't really watch animated stuff anymore, except
And
for
that's why,
anime here and there.
for exactly what you said, was why I hadn't watched it yet. Because I was like, oh, y'all just trying to be blah, blah, blah. I've been watching Korean films since I was a wee lass.
Yeah.
But when my kids kept coming over and they kept saying, have you seen it? Now they are fluent. They understand regardless. You know what I mean? They come over and they're like, no, you are going to lose your mind. You being you, meaning, them saying how I am. And then you're gonna lose your mind. So I was rolling my eyes because I was like, I will probably like it,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna be no. I watch it every day, like 2 times a day. I have a playlist. Like
Yeah,
I
and
am.
I heard one of the songs. I heard one of the songs too, like I think the other day. And yeah, mix is mixed. She says mixed. Yeah, I figured that too. I thought it might be, but I was just making sure because some K-pop groups sing full on English songs nowadays for sure, and though K-pop has always had some English hits in between, like
They
certain
always
words and
say
stuff,
English or
but it
Spanish.
wasn't. It's not as much nowadays because it's such it picked up such popularity in the Western world that now we're getting like full on songs in English, which I do not care for. But that being said, I still like the bands I like, and if they put a song out that's fully English, I still listen to it. That I just prefer. I like the language. That's why, because I could just listen to pop in anywhere. Like we have pop here. So, but I particularly like the Korean pop style, but I prefer the Korean language. That's why I listen to it. Hence why I grew up listening to Japanese music, like rather it was rock or, you know, pop or whatever. So when they start doing full, so I'm like, please don't. But I understand the thing of because of the fan base and all that stuff. It helps with
And
their fan base.
that don't bother me. I
Yeah, it's
love.
not a bother. It's just of a like. If I like something for specific reasons, then when I start seeing a flux of stuff that I weaned away from, I don't watch Western TV. I hardly ever listen to Western music much anymore in English, is what I'm saying. And I don't. That's just my choice, clearly. But if they start leaning into Western stuff, I'm going to not enjoy it, and that's just how it is. But that was just my take on like when I hear like if it's all in English, I don't care. I don't want to hear that. And
I'm
if people,
just
oh, that's
telling
weird. No,
you, this K-pop Demon Hunters. The worst thing about K-pop Demon Hunters is the title.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's because it's catchy. It's direct exactly what it is. So they know people will just like flock to that. So it blew up so bad. It's crazy.
I was so pleasantly surprised, and I mean thoroughly pleasantly surprised. Like I wasn't expecting the story I was going to get. I was expecting some cute story that I would like. I was not expecting all this deep shit that went down. It was great.
Let me catch up on this. Let's see what SD saying. It's really good for ADHD mind. The show set up plot points and immediately pays off. And she said not plot points. What's it called? It's good with technique of payoff. Okay.
Everything that they set up that you just like you are famous for this yourself, Danny. You don't put anything in your stuff that's insignificant. Even if the reader don't know why you just walked past a gold door.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the reader don't know, you know it means something.
Yep.
That is this film. And I have watched it. I'm not even kidding how many. I don't even know how many times I watched it. I haven't watched it today. And every single time I watch it, I catch something like, oh, I didn't catch that. Blah, blah, blah. That first 8 times. Yeah. That it's good. It's really good. It really is good. And it's not just cute because that's the other thing I'm thinking. Oh, we got these cute songs and these cute boys. I'm like,
no, I wouldn't have thought that because K-pop.
No, wait a minute. Yeah, they cute and
animated or not, ain't nothing cute. They ain't never doing nothing cute. No K-pop music be cute when you talking about usually the boy groups. They ain't doing nothing cute. They very much R-rated music.
I am shrugging my shoulders and having a good old time, and then I hear the words I'm saying out my mouth.
Now, some of the girl groups you could get that, but when they very young.
Did he just say that he gonna drink me up?
Yeah, I mean that's K-pop in general. She said what I think was really cool about K-pop Demon Hunters was the animation style. Yeah, a lot of people. I think a lot of people like that animation style. I was always impartial to it. I don't really care for it. So, but that wouldn't necessarily 100 turn me off of it. It's just that again, since I haven't been watching animated stuff unless it's directly anime, then I really wouldn't. You know,
you've only seen like little clips. You really gotta watch this.
Yeah, maybe.
They when we say animation style, you have to see what they did. It is beautiful.
I'm sure it's not bad, but you have to understand again. I've completely fell off of like Disney stuff.
Oh no, girl, it ain't nothing like Disney.
I know. I'm just saying animation in general because like Disney obviously is a lead in it, and so it's like Pixar, and then you talk about Japanese anime. But I haven't like unless it's been again trickles here and there into like me still watching some Japanese anime because I grew up on it. And again, it was because of the stories that they were utilizing and where they were going with Japanese anime. That's why I stopped watching it because it wasn't anything for me, which was fine. They were more leaning into the newer generation and trying to get their attention, which made sense because I'm getting older. Why would they care what I'm interested in? Which I totally understand the business.
The other thing too, the other thing that I really liked is like you can go on YouTube and see this, which I don't recommend to after you see the movie though. You can go on YouTube and see the people who do all the voice talent.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, Lordy, they not no jokes.
Well, I
Every
wouldn't think
last
so,
one
especially
of
if they all.
every
I'm
last one
surprised.
of them needs some kind of Emmy or whatever the hell. They definitely gonna get some Grammys this year because they are powerhouses.
I mean, it's a lot of they got a
Them
lot of
little teeny
leaders. So
tiny girls is with those power voices. They
yeah,
is killing it.
it sets up with the style. Sets up with style with the animated Spider-Man to give it a comic book style. The movements are a beat of two.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
So every movement is held for 2 seconds. But when the Sanji boys are on screen, the Demon K-pop boy band, I knew them because I seen all the clips. They move on every 1 second frame. Cool.
Yeah, it's
When
freak.
when Rumi, leader of the female band of Demon Hunters, and Jinju do their duet free, and she joins him in the chorus. She starts moving every frame instead of two. It's so cool. I wouldn't probably pay attention to that.
I like the arguments between those two as well. Because it was one of those things, and this isn't giving away because they flat out say it. It's one of those things where you realize Rumi is however old she is, like right now, like 1920, where however old she is. But Genu died, or his demon stuff is like 1920, but he's like 400 years old. So he's old fashioned Korean.
Mm.
And so when like their exchanges, you could see the difference. Like they I have to give respect where respect is. They did a great job with the culture.
So are they who made it?
It's I don't know, it's got a lot of hands in it.
Hmm. Okay.
But it is oh my god. The opening, not the opening, but when you the opening when you learn about the demon hunters throughout the centuries, that had me in tears because it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I was like, my people, my people.
You funny. Yeah, I was like, because I saw that was Netflix. They got the rights, right? Netflix, isn't it? Was it on Netflix? I imagine the movie.
Yeah, I think it is Netflix.
Okay, so when I saw it was Netflix, I was like, eh. I wasn't sure what was going on with it because I know Netflix leaned into like getting all the K dramas, but they still are from Korea. So I was like, I didn't really even try to show interest in it.
A lot of the talent is like Korean, but not necessarily from Korea. Like a couple of those singers are American.
Yeah, I would imagine that it was. I could
But,
from the animation and stuff. I figured it was more
but
American made.
no, it's you'll see.
I would imagine that it is though. Rather, the style is fun or acceptable. Whatever. I'm sure it's still American made. Are you saying it's not?
Girl, you'll see. You just wouldn't see.
I won't see probably because I really don't have much interest in watching it. You know me, I don't really bend on that. But I'm just not. Even though it's K-pop, they trying to pull me in with that. That's not necessarily going to work. And Demon Hunters, that they didn't pull me in that. Not necessarily going to work.
Again, that's how they pulled in the K-pop crew, the K-pop kids.
Of course, they're easy to pull in. First,
it is not a move. It's not about K-pop.
I know. I could figure that because it's obviously more to it than that. But like, I don't tend to. When I say I don't tend to like Western made stuff, I usually don't. Like at all, I haven't, and I usually don't. It doesn't matter what it's about, doesn't matter which culture they try to write about. I usually just don't usually like their interpretation, even if it is spot on because they got some help. It just doesn't usually rub the same way, and that's just how it is usually. But people who watch Western stuff and constantly watch Western stuff won't even notice what I'm talking about. It's just because it's like you just used to it. So was I, but I always watched Asian stuff. But I went completely away from anything Western made or Western like film created. I just don't, unless it's horror directly. I haven't even bothered watching anything in the West like the last like 6 years.
I understand what you're saying.
So it might be like I don't even if I checked it out, I can't say that I'll like it because people might be getting drawn in for whatever reason. Again, we talking about people who still watch Western made things, and I'm just like I'm already skeptical anyway because I don't know who made it. And I was like, it sounds weird to people, I'm sure, but I'm skeptical if I think it was made in the West. I am skeptical, especially if they have cultural stuff put in it. because every time I even read stuff that's like, oh, this is, I write Asian men, black women romance, but no way at any point would I make the romance fall in Korea, where I have not lived, have not experienced. I would never do that. And I have read a story that did that, and it was terrible. Because the person who wrote it was just have a very obvious fetish kind of setting in their mind. I can tell from the writing that, yeah, they love Asian men, blah, blah, blah. But they tried to write the Korean culture in Korea.
Fetish. You said fetish, and Archimedes looked up like, what?
He was like, "What? That's my kind of talk. I know you, Archimedes, okay?" But I was like, the point of the thing is that she was trying to write something that she had not experienced, which is fine. But the problem I have with it is, if you are going to bring stuff into our world and have our reality and try to write someone else's culture that you don't have a freaking clue about, just because you watch some K-dramas, just because you listen to K-pop, you don't get the culture, no matter what you say. And I can tell as soon as you start writing stories as if the character who wasn't Korean went to Korea, and then the people in Korea, and then how so easily you just like, you think this is your country that you were born in, and everything just falls into place for you, the foreigner. It was the worst crap I ever read in my life. So, like, when Westerners start doing that, I'm like,
I don't know of what you speak.
Yeah, because it was a polling for that, but the person should have left it alone. Some people should just leave stuff alone. About other people's culture, you don't know what you're doing. Like, you sound stupid and out of place. Let me finish reading SD, since I know she wrote a lot. I want to make sure I get them all. So my husband and we're not expecting the story either, and we really enjoyed it. Yeah,
that's where I was, because again,
she thought it was like K-pop time. It's not just a cute movie. And I thought it was a show. Yeah, they threw me off when you said it was a movie. I thought it was a show because you can't tell from like the little clips and stuff.
Yeah,
it's not cute.
When the kids were talking about it, I thought it was a show too.
But yeah, Maggie Kang conceived and co-directed the film. She's Korean. Is she Korean American Korean, or is she from Korea? Because that kind of would matter. Sorry, but Rumi is named for her daughter. Okay. Let's see. The singing voice of Rumi is a Korean woman who worked to become a K-pop singer with YG, but never made it into a band. I mean, that happens to a lot of people. You just never hear about it.
The thing with YG is they got 1 million people and only 20 people make it. So
I was gonna say it's normal. Like, you're not gonna make it. Like, you literally will be, a trainee for like from ages you'll be a trainee from age 12, and you may never debut. You'll be like 30, so it's time to give up. Like, they'll do that to a lot of people.
G Jagged was a trainee from the time he was like 4 years old.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Like, when you don't get to debut, and you've been like,
I'm just saying,
years. It's crazy. She also wrote most of the songs.
My boy Jay Park. Now Jay Park is American. He went to Korea to be a trainee, and he made it.
Yeah, definitely.
I love
actually two of Stray Kids are Australian, and they didn't speak any Korean, which is funny. And then they learned Korean.
They didn't speak a lot either. He had to learn.
Yeah, they like Felix and Bang Chang both are from Australia, because they have like a Asian population there. And so they kind of learned together, because that's why a lot in the beginning, when that Stray Kids started, they would like do a lot of the English parts because they spoke English, Australian accent. And so he had to learn Korean. Took it up pretty quick, I would say. I think they
boy in the Saja Boys, the one that plays Baby. Yeah. I think he's from Chicago.
Yeah,
he ain't no joke. This boy is amazing.
Tae Kang was born in South Korea, but she grew up in Canada. Canadian. Yeah. Her parents were immigrants. I figured. But yeah, so like it blew up. I'm kind of still glad that it did, because I am happy that like Asian culture blew up, because Japan tried it. when I was younger, when I was a kid growing up. They tried to break in that mold, and but they didn't catch. Like it caught a little teeny bit, but it didn't hold. It didn't catch. But Korean people were able to do it, which I'm really happy that was the case. Which opened the door for China as well, for like Chinese dramas and like Chinese music and stuff like that, like like the Chinese pop and rock and stuff like that.
We have always, now in our family, we don't, to my knowledge, we don't have any Latin, we don't have any native, to my knowledge, but we still we watch TV shows all in Spanish.
Yeah.
Growing
up. Watching, it's weird to me for people who said that they never watch, shows or movies in other languages. But people like, I can't do that. I'm like, what? I can say I almost watched every language at this point.
To this day, I can still sing fluently in French.
Yeah.
Because the music that we grew up on in the house was all French.
Right, yeah. There's some beautiful songs in French.
Take that back. It was French, Motown, and Barbra Streisand.
Yeah.
Let me be real clear.
That's fine. Growing up playing video games, I was privy to music in multiple of languages, hence why I learned different songs in different languages. So I could probably name a song that I know in, I think I know a song in probably 12 different languages because I always retained them. And I like to be able to hear songs and music and languages, period, that are not my own first language. So I always thought it was weird when I hear somebody say, because when I was a teenager, I watched Turner Classic Movie. And on Turner Classic, like there was always like foreign film, as they call them. So they were like French and German and Russian and Chinese, and Japanese was nothing to me because I always watched everything in that. But
that comes from me having a mother who was a film buff, though. It wasn't like I just got up one day and started watching French films.
Yeah,
my mother.
It was definitely on my own thing.
She was no joke when it came down to film.
See, that's why I was cool. Your mom was cool, like in that way, like to be like so. What's the word? Layered.
Well, she liked to make sure that we knew that we weren't the only people on the planet.
It's always good.
And
always good. My husband just doesn't like subtitles. A lot of people don't. That's why they don't. So any non-English shows I watch on my own. Yeah, some people don't want to.
I don't like subtitles at all, so I don't use them.
I love subtitles.
Let me tell you how bad my children are. My children have subtitles on the English stuff.
That's the
okay. So like I hate subtitles.
That's funny. Yeah, you close caption.
I hate.
Okay, but yeah, until I feel comfortable with the language, especially if it's not what I'm learning. So we talk about Japanese, then I'm fine. So. But then, like Korean, I'm way better than I was when I first started because it's easy to pick up Korean if you know Japanese already anyway. So Korean, Japanese, and Mandarin, Chinese, those are easy. Those are easy for me.
I just personally, Mandarin. Now I can sing in Mandarin as well.
Sing in Mandarin.
I personally love watching my kids watch films and just listening to them laughing and laughing and laughing. I'm like, what did he say? Because this ain't babble. This is conversational stuff. I don't know what he said. That didn't make sense. And then they just look at me, give me a look like. Then they call me bad names in Spanish or Korean because they know I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's usually what happens to people or I'm privy to the language.
They make me so mad. They make me so mad. They literally have me in their phone in Japanese. And so when I call them, it calls me a bad name, but it's like it's not a bad it's not like the B word. No, it's like
either way is a bad name.
Yeah, for them it's like the child, the brat. That's what it is. Some kind of nickname for brat.
I can't. Too funny. Well, I remember when I was growing up, my mom. She didn't really pick up much of the Japanese, so we were learning and things. And so she would do on her phone, because she do konnichiwa, and then she would be like, so on her phone she would say konnichiwa. This is on the go. When she was running the clean business, she would say konnichiwa, and then she would say this is on the go perfection, blah 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 blah. And then I told her once, I was like, lady, just so I just clear this up for you because I know you learned that for a minute. But I need to clear up. On the phone is mushi mushi, and in person it would be konnichiwa. So technically, you're using the wrong greeting for hello for the phone etiquette, and you're using the in person one. She's like, yeah, what's the worst? Like, you say, you lucky I know that one. I'm like, yeah, you right.
Mushy,
You
mushy.
right.
I learned that from, believe it or not, Jack Sue, of all people, from Barney Miller. Barney Miller. You might be too young for Barney Miller.
No, I know Barney Miller.
And so, yeah, Jack Sue. I cried my eyes out when he died.
Yeah, I know. So,
but it was, girl, yeah, I'll never. I used to tell people all the time, I feel sorry for everybody who didn't have my parents.
yeah, because it's good for you to be exposed to other cultures early on, and different, just people from different places, people who look different than you. Yeah. I think it's important because humans need that, especially with all the bull that they made up of race in general.
So
they
you're not
definitely need it
about everybody else from one channel, like
right? Because you won't be like, oh, who is this, or be shocked or something, or be like act the way you shouldn't act or something like that, or just go a little overboard because you never
remember
seen a person
I
look
told
like
you
that.
about when I used to work when I was 21. I used to work at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And a little girl that used to work with me, she's about 17, and she just thought I was a magical Negro.
Oh,
like, no kidding. She every time I spoke, she was like, "Wow, you're smart."
Right, like she was taught that
like,
apparently brown skin people are not bright.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, no. This is why certain people are exposed to different people than them. Like you need it. It's needed as children because sometimes if people get older, sometimes they're set in their ways and it's a bit late to change them. That's why it's a good idea for us to start with youth, and they should be exposed to different types of people, different cultures, and everything, because then that makes them. Everyone should be treated the same, no matter what they look.
Sadly, I was on the phone with my friend last night. Her father passed away. And we were just talking in general, blah blah blah, and we got to talking like on topic, not necessarily about race, but just in general about people. And then the people I was talking about, multiracial people.
Yeah.
And we grew up together. I want to be really clear. Grew up, and I never realized that she said this. And she just said this to me. She's 50 years old. She said she had never even met a white person until she went into the workforce.
Oh, look.
The only white people she had ever seen were on television and some teachers at school.
My mom has said the same. My mom has said that about when she was growing up, because that's all they did do. They did only have white people on TV. There were no other races. And then when they went to school, the teachers were white. So that if somebody did, it probably came from you and my mom's generation, and it's very well possible before they got to the workforce, considering if they were sheltered, they wouldn't have seen anything but those two.
Like, how did I grow up next door to her and have
because parents
action like that?
Because parents. My grandmother sheltered my mom and her siblings as much as possible. My mom more so because my mom just did choose not to go out, and her other siblings would go off for themselves. But it still was a dangerous time to be doing so, being their race. Of course, things could happen, but they survived it. But it's just that she, that's what she saw, and it's pretty sad because it was perpetuated that way as well for you to see that, so you would think that they were better. That was
I was just shocked to hear her say that. Like, and okay, so you all
look, and look, SD said, look, SD said, when I was in the army, there were white people who had never known anyone wasn't white. Culture shock for them. So see, it's always people like that.
Right, no, I get that, but I was just shocked that somebody who I hung with my entire life, we're talking single digit age.
Yeah.
And she realized that she had never known any white people. But here it was. So Shannon and Danni, y'all both read Shattered.
Yeah.
So the reference will make sense. I based the character Spencer after someone I literally went to school with. Yeah. No, it wasn't no situation where we was hooking up and stuff like that. I based him after somebody who was 12. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. But this same person that I based him on, was one of the first white people she met when she went to work, because he was working at the same bank.
Oh, okay.
And I'll never forget this, because this is back when we were talking about it initially. I guess we were like in our 30s. And she was like, there's this guy. I'm going to just say his name because I'm going to mess up. His name was Arnold. There's this guy on my job, and he just think he know everything, and he is getting on my nerves. And she would talk about him all the time. Yep. And then one day I said, well, you sound like somebody I went to school with, which again was funny. And then she's like, nah, you ain't go to school with him, blah, 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 because this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. And then she went, and then she said one day his name was Arnold. And I'm like, okay, that's too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, no way.
Hey, that name is not all that common.
Nope.
Then she said he was Polish.
Oh, yeah, that was...
I said, wait a minute.
You was like, it's no way this is a coincidence at this point.
I know. I said, by any chance, is his name Arnold Yanshevsky?
Yep.
And she said, yeah. I said,
that's
oh
him, man.
God.
That's not a common name.
I said, that's my friend. I sat next to him for 2 years. I mean, he saved my situation on more than one occasion. And there's some other things that happened that I can't talk about on the air. But yeah, that's my friend. I said, everything you said about him, that is true. He does think he knows everything. And he does have that speech impediment. And yeah, that's him. And she goes, oh my Lord. But I just thought it was funny that two kids I pretty much grew up with, they didn't know each other.
Yeah.
I was probably the first Black person he ever had to deal with.
Yeah.
And in that school, yeah, I can pretty much say I was. And then she hadn't known any white people in person except for going to a doctor's visit or going to school to see a teacher. There were no white kids. And I was like, wow, how many people are growing up like that?
Yeah, true. A lot of people. And she said, I remember a convo with my husband when I was talking stats of races in the U.S. And at the time, 18% of the population was Black. And my husband couldn't believe how that was true, which he probably was right, when he grew up in a city that was mostly Black. So in his experience, his race was more populous until he looked at the stats for the whole U.S.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, yeah, your hubby probably wasn't wrong in that sense, because we know who controls the paperwork, and sometimes that makes people feel better if they put lies on paperwork.
It's not even that, because no matter what the percentage is, it don't compare to the percentage of...
It won't. You still living your little life.
And it still feels
at the end of the day.
Like, if you look at the neighborhood I live in now, if the neighborhood itself might not be all Black, but it's mostly Black, right? And it's like,
and you have to think past what you see in front of you. If people are gonna stop looking on just the scale of their life, then guess what? You see how movies, when they have movies, and let's say there's a post-apocalyptic world, like there's not many people left or something like that, and it's like, let's say it's a zombie outbreak. Well, zombie outbreak happens when you got the people trying to hide from something in a movie. If you notice, because Hollywood is still America, they will have usually more white people that survived, which that in itself would be a joke, only because they're white people will be the lowest denomination of race in the world. So we had a world epidemic, like a zombie outbreak. You would have more Chinese people. You would have let's say in the group, you would have 5 Chinese people, 1 white person, probably like 2 black people, because then we have to go off of the actual global numbers of races of people. And then you would have like, 3 Indian people, or well, Indian people and Chinese people kind of fighting for that spot, because Indian people kind of took it over for a while, because Chinese people stopped, letting the numbers go high. So now they fighting for it. But let's say in this case, that's what it would really look like. It wouldn't be where it's like, man, look, there's a whole bunch of white people and they still doing the same thing. Like 1 black person, here come a casual, 1 Asian person, and then like that's not believable in that type of world. Maybe in your country at the time of the setting.
You trying too hard to make sense.
Like, yeah, I know, of course I'm making sense, but
the zombie apocalypse is only happening in Idaho.
Yeah, apparently, or like, I don't know, one of the most whitest places in the world, which is Utah. So that would that right in itself, if a zombie outbreak happened in Utah, you know what I mean, and it was like a show in Utah, and it's all about, then we would expect like nothing but white people survived, because that's all that's there, really. You know what I mean? So, but when you talking about when they do these type of movies, rather they are zombie based or they're not, and it's whatever reason that humans have died down, and these people are left, they always are casting it in an unbelievable way based to the global numbers that exist. Like, if you want to go,
that's never
it's so goofy.
It's never going to be different in Hollywood.
We know, I know. I'm just saying, I thought it was always funny to point out, like, that's not how that works. Like, let's be for real. Let's be for real.
That's why I will forever, ever, ever, ever write books with everybody in them. Mm-hmm. Forever. I don't care who doesn't gravitate towards them or not.
Hey, everything isn't for everybody.
Because the world has everybody in it. And I remember getting into a big old argument quite a few years ago in one of the groups, and one of the writers talking about diversity and this and the third, which I told her, I said, you don't have to argue or defend nothing you do. Tell the stories you want to write. We're just not going to read them. I have no interest in reading a book where you mean to tell me nobody had brown eyes or nobody had brown skin. Well, then tell that story. You do not have to defend it. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. I'm just not going to read it.
But that's why it's like something
for everyone. You have to do this and you have to. No, you don't. Do what you want to do. Just like I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm always going to have multitude races, multitude sizes, multitude sexual orientations. Always going to do it because that's what the planet looks like.
Yeah, if I write humans, if and when I write humans, which I do have stories with humans in it, if I write humans, then it definitely is different races, mixed people, all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of like when I don't, I ain't got to name that because
I get flack from people all the time about how, why do you have a black girl lead? Why do you have white boys? And all the time people come from me with that.
They will continue to, but no one cares.
I'm like, you answered your own question. Next.
Yep. Like the beautiful thing about writing non-humans is that you don't have to worry about the bullcrap we have to go through within this world.
Yeah, well, I refuse to defend me either. Like
I will not be doing that ever, because if my characters are brown skinned, let's say my leads are, let's say like Allison has deeper brown tones than Caliostro. Actually, somebody's like, Caliostro, he's white? I was like, excuse me?
Is he Mediterranean?
It's like, is he what? I'm like, first off, that's not really a thing mentioned in my books. I don't mention those things in my books, first off, because I don't even like the theory of race. So I don't really mention that.
She got purple people.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said the beautiful thing about not writing about humans and their human issues is that you don't have to worry about that bull crap in your books if you're writing fantasy. So let me tell you right now, because I'll be looking forward to it. If we had purple people, green people, blue people, I've been hitting them up for sure. I'm just telling you. For sure, got me a blue boyfriend.
You might get
but
you can get with Genu or Abby.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So
a romance is mine.
Well, a dude on TikTok who saw my when I did my trailers on there, and he follows my channel on there, and I follow his. He does like martial arts and stuff like that. Black guy, and he was like, I guess he had a problem. What he thought I had to correct him. But I guess he prefers like if because he saw Allison, she was, brown skin. The brown he was more acceptable too, I imagine, that he could tell. And then he was like, well, because like the male lead, I guess he was saying like white and black something. First off, Caliostro isn't white.
First of all, so what if he was?
It's besides the point, because he can like whatever books. He can have any issue he would like with, like, he wants to see romance between two black characters is what he was going to get at. I know he was going with it. I just wasn't there for it. So I was like, first off, if you're gonna go there with that, my characters will always, most likely, my leads will very much lean mixed. I'm mixed. That's probably what's going to happen. But even if they weren't, this is my book, first off. But no, Caliostro isn't white. I mean, you ever heard of like light skin, olive skin? Have you ever heard of like different tans, different browns? Like, have you never heard of that? Do you just think everybody's white and black? Do you think that that's a thing? Like, do you really think that that's a thing? First off, black anyway is just brown.
Put this paragraph up. I can't read it.
Wait, put what up? Oh, wait a minute. I think it's one before that. I gotta put that one up first. Hold on a second. I mean, the BS is still there. Yeah, the BS will still be there. My green person is a wood fae whose forest is being attacked by humans. Makes sense. Humans never can stop doing stuff. One human female stole a relic, sounds about right, that was riding the trees and ran into the woods to help save them, and he's highly distrustful. Sounds about right there. So BS is there but for a reason, at least in the story. But overall, Marvel humans are seen as less than by the fae, as they would be, and as they should be, as they would be, and as they should be. But yeah, so I kind of, when he said that, I was like,
a cool human. I'm a very cool human, man.
Yeah. If you fae or if you're an elf, nobody's trying to mess with humans. They would love me ultimately. They may, but like they automatically gonna be like, it's a human. Watch out, they're up to no good, because probably would be
wait
true.
A minute. In my book, wait a minute. In my only young adult story, and it goes from young middle school, young adult, new adult. But in the young adult section of it, my character, who is I'm just gonna use the English terms, who is a werewolf, they got her in a room with somebody who's a vampire and a human, and the other one is a ghost. And again, those terms are not used in the book. I'm just saying it so it makes sense to you all. And she can't stand being in the room. The werewolf girl cannot stand it. And come to find out, it's because humans stink.
Yeah, they definitely. I believe humans would stink to like supernatural.
The first thing you think of with humans is they would think like dogs stink.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, to them, to the werewolves in my story, it is hard to be around humans.
I completely would get that. When
they put her in that room and she protested, she tried to get, taken out of the room. And then her sister, she went and got her sister because her sister's like princess of the school and shit. She goes to get her sister and she's like, see? Her sister comes in and she just looks at the human girl and then she looks back at her little sister. She goes, you'll get used to it. Then you still don't know what they're talking about. You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it.
I mean, like, no, I won't. No one's getting used to that.
But you find out later on in the book that this girl has to keep getting like allergy stuff so that she can't smell this girl.
It makes sense. I think that's a good.
I had fun with that. I had fun with that, and I also because it's the monster world. This human who is there doesn't belong there. Everybody else are pretty much monsters, and she there I took away the whole everybody worries about sex, everybody worries about race, everybody worries about this, that, and the third. So it's two boys in the room too. So the vampire boy is in the room and the ghost boy is in the room. They share this dorm. It's I have to show you the picture of it. They share it. And it is never brought up. And the only time it gets mentioned is the course, because the damn little human is like, wait, why am I in a room with boys? And they're looking at her like, what's the problem? Like, you sleep here. And when she starts saying, but don't they worry about, like, you know, boys and girls hooking up? They say girls can hook up with girls and boys can hook up with boys too. Like,
they said, what you talking about?
Separating them doesn't make it.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's
culture shock. She's the culture shock person, because everybody else, even the ones who are very, very prejudiced, because the werewolves are prejudiced, you know, they're better than everybody.
I think that's always seems to be the vampires in those stories.
Let me take that back. They're not. They don't think they're better in the sense, because they're treated like they are better. But that's another story. Like, we be all day explaining that part.
Well, we won't be all day. You know, I'll end it before that.
She's in there. But I just thought it was so funny, because she's like, why do I have to share my room with her? She shouldn't even be in the school, because the werewolves highly distrust humans.
Makes sense. And humans be messing up in every store.
The other thing that was going on with that too is that the council, when they're talking and they have human affairs that they have to discuss, and you have Bianca, the human, and she's like, you know, where I grew up, she said there are no monsters. And then they laugh at her, because they're like, you wouldn't know. You're dumb. Like, people filling out those census forms, some of those people are vampires, some of them are this, some of them are that. They just not telling you. Nobody trusts you. So those 6 billion humans, you think half of them is not human.
Yeah, it sounds about like a census.
Right. They just don't want you to bother them.
Sounds about right.
They know everybody else. There are races that can't get away with it, like the Sasquatch. Oh, well, I'm sorry, the Squatch. Yeah, like the Squatch. They can't get away with it because they literally can't fit in. But the majority of the monsters they all look alike. Humans are a byproduct of them.
Bye, Jocelyn. We'll be going soon too, because I gotta go run soon.
Yeah, but I love this story so much. We just did a short. I wanted to shoot one of the scenes, one of the scary scenes, and we just did a reading for it, and everybody was like, "Damn!" And I was like, "Yeah, I had to do this. I had to write this story, because I wanted to talk about the things I want to talk about and leave race and humans out of it, but at the same time include everybody."
Yeah, it's like I think
we have these creatures that are fourth level danger. They can't be around not even other creatures. Like you have like the mermaids. Mermaids are not allowed to be around nobody else but mermaids, because they don't know how to act.
Sounds like mermaids. So
in my book, though, they are not called mermaids. That's like calling them the N-word. In my book, they are siren. And when they're fighting for their rights to be included in the story, and so they did a test thing where they let some of the siren kids join Populous. It worked out for a day.
Sounds about like right.
One day, and the siren, because they are fascinated with what humans taste like.
Yeah, they must be the only beings that will, I think, humans from my head taste like crap.
And it's like, and you put this boy in the class with a human,
hoping that he eats her.
And they were like, no, she was a little bit set up. She was, but he's like, he's beautiful, and all she could tell is like, oh, he must be part of the Fae. Now the Fae are dangerous too. All Fae are dangerous, and the siren do fall in aquatic Fae. But he's like, she's like, wow, he's gorgeous. Before you know it, she's almost dead. He damn near sucked the life out of her. He lured her ass in, but he can't help who he is. And so when her roommates were trying to explain to her what happened, and she's like, what I don't know what happened. And poor the poor werewolf girl's like, what are humans called the siren? And that's when the ghost boy's like, oh, I think the current thing is mermaid. And she's like, mermaid, fucking racist. And so she said, don't think of like mermaids like Ariel, more like Aqualad.
Aqualad.
Like fine as hell, but very dangerous.
Mm. Yeah, I don't. I think that like when I write fantasy stuff, I just kind of completely step away from any human issues. I think that that's why when that guy brought that up about the book, I was like, dude, that has nothing, neither here nor there to do with this book at all. When I wrote the two characters together, I did not care about like, oh, will they race match? No, sir, that's not a thing. Like, whatever your issues you got with that is for you to go deal with. And I'm like, Caliostro. I said, do we have libertans? Do we have libertans? Do you know what that is? No, we don't have that here on Earth. So no, you won't hear white, black, Asian in Caliostro's world. It's not a thing that I need to mention. Even if they have a mortal world, I don't mention it because it's irrelevant to the story. If it's not relevant to the story, I'm not going to mention it. And mentioning what beings they are is more prevalent.
Yeah, because I got
you know what I mean.
Story too.
And yeah, it's just important to do that.
They are fine as FUCK.
Well, you wrote them, so it's really not too surprising.
No, but you don't know that because they're being really, like, really treated bad. So the Gorgons didn't win the right to go to school. The Gorgon kids got the right to go to school, but they have to be 87% covered at all times. So as long as that much of them is covered, they're deemed not as dangerous. But they make them cover in these gruesome, disgusting outfits. Yeah, so they're all, so when you do see them, it reminds you like, oh my God, the Gorgons, ew, kind of attitude. And it's like,
wouldn't take much but a talk. As soon as you tell people something enough, they'll believe it anyway.
Exactly.
I mean, so it wasn't like it had to be true.
Hard. And so then you learn because they was like, well, you know, if you look at me, I turn to stone. It's like, I'm looking at you now. Like, what are you talking about?
And I didn't turn to stone just yet.
You can't look at me. And so what Bianca did was, because every day Bartholomew would show up and looking different. Like maybe half of his eye is showing this day, but all of his hair and face and arms are covered, whatever percentage. So she had an idea to take a picture of him every day, and she piece by piece it together to see what he looks like. And girl, he looked like an angel.
Well, you know what they say about angels. Sometimes the good-looking creatures are the dangerous ones.
Well, Bartholomew is probably the goodest guy in the book. Because even when you get to Low, when you get to him, he's a vampire again. Those words aren't used in my book, but he's a vampire. No, it turns out that he's the seventh son of a seventh son of a seventh son, and he's very dangerous. He just
sounds like you would be lucky with all that sevens.
Yeah, the seventh son of a seventh son is already weird, and he got an additional one, and so. Uninterrupted 7 sons. He's the 7th one in a row. His father was the 7th son, not 7th child, son. And so they were hoping that he would be a girl, and he was a boy. And so he's got like, I'm telling too much. He's got like a mark on him that you know about in the first book, but not until like the 7th book you realize don't be alone with him. Because he may not be able to stop whatever's going to happen to him. So yeah, it's a lot. It's I went to town with the Lord for this. Before I wrote one word, I wrote the world.
Well, you would need to, especially if it's got that much. All right, we're gonna get out of here because it's like 9:30, and I do need to finish the stuff with CCF for tomorrow, or I will not get it up. This was going to happen.
Yeah, and
also, so I got admin stuff to do still.
Read the thing I sent you, and
also, I will.
The Wes wanted to know. I was telling him about the room within. Then he's thinking, since it's spooky month, maybe shoot that.
Probably not. I got too much going on. There's no way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just too much to do right now.
I'm sending you my scary film, and we're giving you last year's scary film as advertising.
Yeah, that's cool.
We need to talk. Then maybe I can shoot the room with them.
Yeah, I don't really want to shoot it this year. Maybe next year.
I understand.
Yeah, I'm just not. It's I doubt me adding anything else with all the craziness I got going on right now. Even though my move didn't happen, that just made more stuff for me to have to do.
I know,
So,
right?
unfortunately, it is
Wes
what it
was
is.
hoping that you would do something scary. He said she's the mistress of horror. I said I know she is. She knows.
Yeah, but I'll like adding film stuff. I'm barely gonna. I had stuff for the channel planned, but that's because I had planned it like months in advance. But yeah, anything with film though is not likely. But tell them next year. Next year for sure.
Yeah, because we just trying to get stuff advertising up for the Halloween party. That's all.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll help y'all whatever. But
Are you coming to the meeting tomorrow night?
I will do my best to. I plan to, but like I gotta get this. If I get this stuff done, because if I don't, that means I have to. When I get home from work tomorrow, when I have two houses and I get home late, I'll have to work on CCF stuff to get it done. If I don't get it done tonight, and I don't plan. I don't plan. I don't like staying in my office late, so I'm gonna give myself an hour to get done, at least for the stuff to go up tomorrow. Right. But we'll see. See what happens.
If you can come tomorrow, it's going to be a good meeting.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But I plan to come. Just saying, if I get done tonight, what I need to done, then I'll be there.
And Shannon, if you are still there by any chance, I really need to talk to you about some Kickstarter stuff. So if you have any time available,
you hit her up in Discord. You can get Shannon pretty easy.
Yeah, anytime this week, I really need to talk to you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, then it's
Let me
late.
Put the time.
I got work to do.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the screen, and we will see you all. Yeah, and she already said it. And I'll be back on Sunday for she said hit her up on Discord. I'll be back on Sunday, back to the Mistress streams, so back to all the creepy stuff. And I'll see you then, and of course, you should always stay scared.
And kiss a demon. Kiss a demon.
Kiss a demon.